put this forth. We don't know what he was told, assuming he accepted. We don't know what he was told. No, you can't because this is what's going to happen. Think about this. Think about
Okay, but some of that, what could he possibly be told? I mean, they're going to escape and they're going to go, they're going to escape from the manacles that the, the best guards in the whole U.S. military, the best trained soldiers are going to let these guys free and then they're going to go plant a bomb? I mean, that's not going to happen.
One that was released did do something like that.
But they were released, though. I'm saying keeping them as prisoners, bringing them to the United States and putting them in, a military prison here in the United States as opposed to in Cuba.
What about the split of the states when he said he was in the country? Even Illinois. When he's talking about New York, he said he's going to prosecute him there. The whole states individually started coming against the man. So, yeah,
Well, that was stacked against him, there's no doubt, but he could have closed Guantanamo, brought
for a
him.
minute, like you said.
Right.
And let's go back a little farther. Like,
Okay.
Reagan was the first one that showed that he had power against Congress, and he can use them 30 days. Like, when Reagan wanted to send the troops overseas, that's when we went into the National Guard and everything. That's how it when we first got in the war. We got to send my National Guard. I'm like, yes, somebody can stop. That's how it was. So, individually, we look at that picture the way it was. So sometimes you got to, you can step out there, I promise you. But if you this fight is so long that I can't fight these other fights, sometimes you got to be there. You just can't stand on every little thing you say. Sometimes as back to the child and say, no, I should do this because of circumstances. So in most cases, that if we look at the big picture, I agree with him. We don't know what he was told. But just look at the campaign while he was running for president. All down south, they had T-shirts on, "We gonna kill you." They had scarecrows. They was hanging off temples. I would be scared for my life.
Sure, I worried every day, and I still worry every day.
You know,
You get
so
assassinated.
I'm not saying that's the case, but in consideration.
Yeah, like the system that he becomes a part of, right, regardless of how progressive he is as an individual, is not that progressive. So he's always going to incur like some sort of backlash, right, from all of those people that are behind or around him that are a part of that system after he moved on, right, and that were there before him.
The question is, what is his intention? And what is his follow through on that intention? Does he really want to steer the ship in a different direction, or does he just want to steer the ship? And that's unclear to me. And he's going to be, those people, those Republicans in Congress, and those jerks on Fox News, they were going to call him a socialist no matter what he did. I would have been happy if he was a socialist. He's going to be called a socialist no matter what. Let's tax the rich.
I was going to say, this problem with Obama, in my opinion, is not a profile in terms. I mean, we got to be upfront about that. His being elected as first African American president, even if that was a victory in itself. I mean, that was a victory. But to read anything more into that, I mean, his actual political record is he's a middle-of-the-road politician. Yeah. I mean, he was liberal because he was from Hyde Park. Everybody who gets elected from Hyde Park is liberal until they move to the next step, right? He was always a moderate, but it's like he played the audience he had to play to. I think you're right on the economic policies. The worst part of it was he could have, on domestic policy, he could have appointed progressives as economic advisors. Yeah. And instead, the best we got, the best, were the Clintonistas. There are people that are right at the Clintonistas, but he brought Rubenomics. Rubenomics 2 is what happened. It's exactly what we got. His whole thing was, I don't want to rile Wall Street. That was the whole thing. It had nothing to do with anything else. He was never progressive economically on politics.
He got more money from Wall Street than McCain.
And he got more, and that's the big news this year. Of course, Romney's sweeping up more money from Wall Street, but he was the Wall Street candidate.
He also was
those guys, they basically placed their bets down, and they placed them on Obama in the last election. They're placing him on Romney in this election.
He also was in favor of nuclear power. and got a lot of money from nuclear power companies. So, I mean, I think there were enough signs during the campaign that maybe this guy isn't as
But all
progressive as
Democrats-
people who said.
All Democrats got populist rhetoric when it's running the general election, you know, from Mike, I mean, you look at Michael DeKalb, they all are populists when the chips are down, and as soon as we vote for them, they immediately all swing back into the people that really call the shots.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've heard this song before.
So,
So we have to have money on the policy.
Yeah.
Look, let's be honest about what really happened, okay? Let's use the big boat analogy. He's the captain, he says, hey guys, there's an iceberg out there. How about we turn it a few degrees to the left? If Congress down in the engine room isn't going to turn the rudder, nothing's gonna happen. Now, when the Democrats had the House of Congress, Pelosi got through it, 240-some great measures of laws that, if passed, would have really turned this country around and been a great help. And they all died in Congress because of the filibuster.
Well, in the first 5-6 months, he had the Senate, he had the House, he had huge majorities, not 60, but on financial things, on budgetary things. He could have railroaded it through if he wanted. If he wanted a $1.5, $1.6 trillion stimulus package, which is what he was told he would need, until Larry Summers wouldn't let that paper get in front of him. But Christine Romer, who was head of the economic advisor, said you need $1.6, $1.7 trillion stimulus so that we don't have unemployment at 8%, and it turned out at 10%. And they went for half a loaf. Prolonged economic. He had the power. He had the power to get it done then, and he didn't do it.
You can join me in thanking Matt for his time, and then we can take some informal questions perhaps.
I've got more issues here, too. You can take two if you want. I won't tell.